Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott. I think my voice is kind of back to normal, so we'll give this a try. Yeah, the Rona wasn't that bad. Felt more like a bad cold, but my voice was just screwed up, and I'm hawking up crap every 2 seconds, and so I think I'm mostly recovered now. So let's go. Couple things this video. I'm going to be doing a contest entry for Bill at the Ninth Circle, and then I want to talk about the band Windswept, who just put out a new EP that I really like. So rather than just talk about that, they've only got 3 releases before that, so I thought I'd just do kind of an overview of Windswept. But let's get to Bill first. Bill is celebrating 200 subscribers. Congratulations, Bill. Bill and I started around the same time. I think I started slightly before him, but kind of always feel that camaraderie with him that we kind of started at the same time. And great guy, and I always enjoy his videos. I like his Attack of the Clones series, his concert stories series, and he's in a awesome band called Uncrossed that has I think just a demo out right now, but they've just recently played their first live show, and things are going forward on that. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Uncrossed has in store. And yeah, Bill's just, like I said, great guy, great taste in music. He's turned me on to a lot of stuff. Notably the Stone Tears LP, the only I don't remember the name of it now, darn it, but the only one they put out, but he turned me on to it, that it was kind of an unsung classic, and I found a copy and I really love it. So if you do not know Bill, I would highly suggest going and checking him out. He's been in heavy metallurgy a bunch of times. He's the man. He's out there. So check out his channel. And he just had a couple questions, really simple contest. He wanted to know 2 of your most valued things in your collection. I mean, valuable to you, not monetary value. And then he also wanted to know, why do you collect physical media? Like, what is it that drives you to do it? So I picked out a couple. I cheated a little bit. I picked 3 things. So I guess I'll do an honorable mention first, and then the other 2, and then I'll answer Bill's question. Then we'll talk about Windswept after that. I guess this would be my honorable mention. It's Ginger Wildheart, and the album is called 555%. This is Ginger from the Wildheart solo album that he did a crowdfunding campaign for, and the significance of 555 is he got 555% of his goal. So this is a triple album, 30 songs, and the only way to get this version of it was to have been part of the pre-order campaign. He put out a version after this called 100% that I believe was 12 of the 30 songs. But if you're into the Wild Hearts or Ginger, I think all these songs are worth your time. You can find them digitally, so this is kind of why it's a runner-up. Like, the music is available, but the physical version is only on this. So I'm very glad to have that. One of those things that wasn't that expensive if you were there at the time, but now if you try to find it, you're going to pay out the ass for it. So that's the value of being old. You buy stuff when it's not that expensive, and then wait, and then later it is. Sort of along the more valuable lines, I picked this out. This is a box set from Marillion. It's called Curtain Call. Can we get that in there? Curtain Call Alive Archive 83 to 88. So Marillion for a long time had a subscription program called the Front Row Club, where they would sell official bootlegs. You had to subscribe for, I think, four releases or something, and then you would automatically get the next release unless you said you didn't want it, and then you could get back releases as well. So this counted as 3 selections because it is 3 shows, all double CD sets from the Fish era. I mean, there's a decent amount of Fish era live stuff out, but not nearly as much compared to the later era. So this was kind of a sought after thing at the time. It has a show from October 1st, 83 in Germany, February 3rd, 86 in England, in London, and January 26th, 88 in Milan, Italy. All sound really good. And so you got that kind of the gamut of the beginning and the end of the Fish era. And yeah, this is long out of print with this kind of cool Mark Wilkinson box, harkening back to the old artwork on the Fish albums, and has not been reprinted. I don't know if you can even get the digital. I'm not sure if you can or not. But yeah, very valuable now. So very glad to have it, because I would not pay the prices that people are charging for it now. And then I guess, so that was my first official one, and my second official one is this, which I actually got as a gift, which kind of makes it more special. This is the Graveworm cassette of their second demo, and it is called The Morbid Decomposure of Mankind, I believe from '93. Very homemade cassette. So anyone who's watched my channel knows I won't shut the fuck up about Graveworm. I love Graveworm, and Kevin of Graveworm has re-released a lot of stuff in recent years, old demos and whatnot, on CD, so they're available to everybody. This one though is not. This one has not. He's never re-released, and I kind of get it, because the sound is quite different. It's very kind of droney, and not what you think of as Graveworm now. But yeah, this is a super rare cassette, and he just sent it to me for free just because he appreciated me talking about the band. And yeah, it's very special to me. So that would be a prized possession of my collection that I will never let go. And eventually I will be gone, and my son will probably throw it in a dumpster. But as of now, I cherish it very much. So any Graveworm fans out there who want me to will this to them, let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. And then the question, why do I collect physical media? It's a sickness. It's a lifelong sickness. A story from my childhood is I used to collect comic books, and whenever we would go somewhere, like say we're going to my grandparents for, Saturday or something, we're, taking a little trip, and I would take a stack of comics this big in the car with me. And it was like a 40-minute drive. Like, it wasn't like we were going to be in the car all day. But I remember my dad just exasperated, like, what are you doing? Why are you bringing all that stuff? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know which one I want to read. And, I need to have them all with me. So that's kind of an illustration of how I think about my passions and things I collect. Like, I need it all available to me. Even and then, obviously now 99% of everything is available to anyone at any time online, but that's not good enough for me. I can't deal with the fact that at any time somebody could push a button and take it away. Just pulling something off the shelf here randomly. This just happened to be right here. The Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, the original pressing with these boots with the vocals on it that they had to take off later. You can't get that anymore, and I have it. It's right here. They can't take it away from me. So yeah, it is a sickness for sure. I would have a lot more room and a lot less storage stress if I could let go of all this physical shit. I've been able to do it with some things like books now. I do most of the time get the Kindle version just so I don't have another fucking book on the shelf. But music, I can't do it. I need a physical copy. I really am not a fan of cassettes, but I will, if that's the only physical format available, I'll buy the cassette. So that's that, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I got a room full of shit, but it makes me happy. I can just sit down here and look at all my treasures and go, ah. So Bill, I hope you like that. Congratulations again on your 200, and yeah, good luck in your contest. So moving on, I'm moving on to the band Windswept, which is a side project of 3/4 of Drudkh. This is the new EP that I'm going to. It's in German, so I'm going to horribly butcher the name. Der eine Verkanig from 2024 on Primitive Reaction. And so just some history about the band, I guess. Originally formed as Herbararium, and Herbararium only put out a 2-song EP in 2015, and it was more of a post-black metal kind of vibe. And I considered it like a totally separate project, but according to Metal Archives, they changed the name to Windswept, and it's a continuation of Herbararium. To me, not a lot of similarities between the two, but there you go. So the 3/4 of Drudkh are Roman is on guitars and vocals, Krichet is on bass, and Vlad on drums. Thurios, who plays guitar and does vocals in Drudkh, is not involved in this, so just a 3-piece. So the project started out after the name change with a full length in 2017 called The Great Cold Step, and this came out on Season of Mist, Underground Activists, and limited to 1,000. So kind of the vibe of this, or the concept behind this album, is it was improvised and recorded in 3 days. Or it said it was recorded in 3 days based on improv, so I don't know how long the improv process was. But how I would describe this is, if you wish Drudkh would just knock it off with keyboards and folk melodies and whatnot, and just play straight out kind of raw atmospheric black metal, then if you haven't heard Windswept, then you should check out this album for sure. It's 6 tracks, 33 minutes, so they're all, they range 5 to 7 minutes. They're a little bit lengthy. So this is super fast and cold and wintry. A lot of tremolo riff stuff going on. It is very catchy and melodic, kind of a melancholy vibe to it. But it is very repetitive. So it's kind of samey. The songs are kind of samey, and then the album itself is kind of samey. It only runs 33 minutes, so to me, it doesn't bother me that it's all kind of one similar vibe. I feel like that's what they were going for. That kind of traditional, nothing outside the box, atmospheric black metal, very raw, very trebly. Yeah, I guess that it starts, and it's, yeah, I'm babbling, man. I'm sorry. The Rona might not be on my head yet. This has a very, as I said, very wintry feel. I had a whole vibe or a whole theme where I was going to like connect each release to a season, and then it fell apart in the last one. But this one sounds wintry to me, and as you can see, kind of the space, kind of like a spacey vibe. Begins and ends with like wind sound effects. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this, especially for like Drudkh fans, like early Drudkh fans. I would say check this one out. That was 2017. They followed that up in 2018 with this EP, Visionaire, and this came out on Van Records. This kind of continued with that improv, quick and dirty vibe. EP 20, it's 2 tracks, 28 minutes. So you see the difference between the EPs and the full lengths are more how many tracks there are, not the length. This says it was created and recorded in a few days in August 2017. This one I associate more with like a summer vibe. As you can see, it's got like that warm kind of cover, like the house in the woods. And this made me wonder, how much does the album cover influence how I feel about the music? Like, I see this and then I listen and then that's in my head. I don't know, but it's just a strange thing I thought of while I was making notes on these. This one definitely has a fuller sound, a warmer sound, kind of going with the summer thing I just made up. More bass. It's two lengthy tracks. One's 15, one's 12. Much more mid-paced, and there are no keys credited on this. I don't know if I mentioned on the first one. There's no keyboards on that either. No keys credited on this, but there's definitely keys in there. They're not obtrusive or anything, but they just kind of add to the melody. More of a stately kind of vibe on this rather than all out speed. More, like I said, more mid-paced. And especially the first song, "Your Bitter Bread," it's 15 minutes, and it just flies by. Like I'm listening to it. I usually listen on headphones, so I'm not looking at like the time display or anything. And every time it comes, the first song's coming to an end, and I'm like, no, it's not done yet, or is it? And it is. Like it just really flies by. I really enjoy this. I don't know how available this is. Van Records, obviously, their stuff can be hard to get sometimes, and I think this was also limited to 1,000, but I would definitely check it out online if you are curious. Yes, so that is Visionaire from Windswept, their first EP. They followed that up in 2019 with their next full-length, The Onlooker. And this is also on Season of Mist, Underground Activist, limited to 1,000. This one is a bit more planned out. In the notes, they say it was recorded in August and December of 2017, and they also recorded this in August of 2017. So I don't know if they had more ideas and kind of developed them later for this album. This one, if I had to put a season on it, I would call it autumn. Much more of a nostalgic vibe to this one. Shorter tracks. There's 8 tracks. One of them's an intro, so I guess we'd say 7, and it's about 38 minutes. Back to kind of the speedy vibe, but not as raw and wintry. Continuing kind of the more earthy feel of the EP. More variation in songs too. Not as kind of one note as the first full length. This one begins and ends with kind of like a broken, fucked up music box playing, kind of giving that feeling of decayed memories. Definitely more of a kind of a downer vibe than even the first album. But yeah, I don't enjoy this quite as much as the other two, but definitely worth checking out. And then we didn't have anything going on until this year, 2024. All of a sudden, I saw this was announced, and I was kind of rough to get a copy for a while. Moribund has the CD now, and I think Season of Mist does have the LP versions. This is considered another EP. It's 28 minutes, so again, it's 4 tracks, so I guess that's why it's an EP. When I listened to this first, I just listened to it online. I didn't have any liner notes or anything, and it just was like, this doesn't sound like Roman doing the vocals, but I didn't know until I actually got a copy. So this was recorded in 2 days in 2020, September and October. It says created spring summer, so they worked on it. They recorded it in 2 days. The first 2 songs have vocals and lyrics by Winther of, let me butcher this too, Passage d'Hiver, PDH, you know who I mean, the Swiss band. So he wrote the lyrics and did the vocals for the first 2 songs, and then Mielenwald, the mastermind behind the Runes of Beverast, does vocals and writes lyrics on the second 2 songs. All the lyrics and song titles are in German on this one. So, they recorded the music, and then I don't know if the concept was that they would have these guest vocalists, but that's what ended up happening. They did, Winther did his vocals in 2021, and Mielenwald did his in 2023. So, right off the gate, this is just savage to start, with Winther's tracks. Savage and wintry, just like the first full length, The Great Gold Step. The vocals are really buried in there, like just like PDH. Like like he's screaming through a blizzard. That's just the image I always get. uh, and it's, yes, like I said, super fast, super uncompromising until a couple minutes into the second song. They do kind of stop and take a breather and just kind of have a mid-pace part and then pick it back up. But both songs are excellent. Then on the second half, we switch to Mylenwald's tracks. His vocals are not buried; they're way out front, much more forceful, lower register, but really scathing. There's some like gang chants going on too, like kind of backing up his lead vocals, which is kind of different. The final song, I'm just going to read the English pronunciation just to stop embarrassing myself. Each Death's Reward is 10 minutes, and maybe the most accessible thing that Windswept has ever done. Is very rocking and mid-paced for the most part. The tempo does like kind of pick up at times, but I would say it's the most fun. I mean, I know Blackmail's not supposed to be fun, but the most fun and catchy song I think they've ever done, even at 10 minutes. Like it doesn't get old. It's just super fun to listen to. So yeah, I'm very happy this project has come back. Probably overall my favorite project that Roman has done. Like Hate Force is awesome, but I don't really like what they've done since the Reformation. And Drudkh is always solid, but I don't know, something special about these albums to me. Maybe because they're a bit more not talked about and obscure, but I think they should be more talked about. I think Windswept deserves to be listened to more. So hopefully my babbling about Windswept has convinced you to give them a shot, check them out. And that's it, you guys. Oh, I was going to just expose myself. I see everybody drinking their fancy beers and whatnot, but I just wanted to keep it real here and show you that I'm a real dirtbag. Check out what I'm drinking. That's right, watermelon hard Mountain Dew. I bought it because I thought it sounded gross, and you know what? It's not bad. It tastes like pop, and it's got alcohol in it. So, cheers, guys. All right, that's it. Thanks as always for watching, everybody, and CM Punk's still a piss baby. Later.